about the start. Footscray leads 17 to St Kilda's 7. So it's ruckman Purser versus Sidebottom. It's a lovely bounce. Sidebottom with better judgment takes it out of there, then loses it. Anderson fumbles it. Free kick going for an indiscriminate tackle going St Kilda's way to cross. He's going with a long kick this time, straight down to full forward. The torch into there. Lockett has been awarded the mark and he's hobbling a little bit. Took that mark from the back. I thought there may have been another hand on that ball before it came through to him, but the umpire's down there, has seen it all and given Lockett the mark. This is his first kick. St Kilda trailing by 10 points. Lockett's been a sensation this year in front of goals for St Kilda. He's kicked 36 goals for the season to date. And that one looked okay as it left the boot, but you could see as it just spun around in this slight breeze it's blowing from that top end, the South Road end. So it's another behind for St Kilda. Kick out. Pushing and shoving there were Terry Smith and Neil Cordy. The free ball picked up by Cronin, jabbed there to Keel, who wasn't expecting it, really came too quickly. Cunningham hacks his way through it, tries to. Sidebottom floating around the centre of the ground between the half-forward line. To Lockett for his second kick. A blind shot for goal. A wild shot for goal. It's out on the full. Well, let's not lock Tony Lockett.
Dunn to take the free kick near the behind post. Kicks it out fairly wide, looking for Neil Cordy. Kicked off the ground by Brian Cordy. Neil follows up. Williams has it on the outer wing. Has plenty of time to have a look. And then succeeds in putting it out of bounds on the full. So Elphingston to take the free kick.
Lockett coming off the field.
Goodness me, St Kilda in a bit of trouble. Lockett is limping. Barker is up on his feet. Cunningham spoils Purser. Down to cross. Little fellow does it well, but look, he only hand passes straight to opposition player Purser. Into Wallace. In the centre of the ground. Barker, the Saints skipper, back on the ground. There he is, as Tony Lockett limps towards the St Kilda dressing room. At centre half forward, McLean has it. He's well shepherded for by his skipper Edmund. Bit of hanging on there by player Odgers, by Jingo. He showed some courage. Gets the ball out to Tomei, who's tackled low, and he's been penalised for throwing the ball. McLean to take the free kick. Number 51 for Footscray. Centres the ball, right place for it. St Kilda free. And it's going to Frawley. No, this time it's Brown, who looks for Keel on the grandstand side. Perhaps worried a little by the sun. Keel follows on well, gets a bit of a shove. Tries to get it out to Burns, who gets it on to Sidebottom. Now it comes back towards Burns, who plays it forward for Terry Smith, who favoured by the bounce. Smith with a full head of steam up. Out towards Barker. Not a bad kick, that. Cordy spoils well, down to Burton. Cronin the opportunity for St Kilda. Burton does it well. On to Emmett Dunn. Dunn not getting a very good bounce. Tries to crash his way through. Oh, the ball is bouncing all over the place. It comes to Cronin. He's got an opportunity. Big Crow's got his name all over it. No, couldn't quite get there. Little fellow up there, Jenkin. Second goal for little Jenkin. No, it's not. Behind. So the Saints frittering away opportunities. 1-1 from his two kicks for Alan Jenkin.
However, that's reduced the margin to 8 points in favour of Footscray. As Egan it is to kick the ball out to Dunn. He really had a fit of the fumbles there a moment or two ago and lost the possession for Footscray. Then kicks the ball to Elite on the half-forward line. Strong mark there by Morwood. Quicker look. Dashes across the field there. Very, very quick play from Morwood. Back pedals. Has a look. Shoots it towards Barker, who's flat-footed. Cordy couldn't get there either. Jenkin. Smith. Cross. Oh, Cross ran into a pack of them. Kicked by Dunn. Knocked to the ground. A chance for Brian Cordy. Picks up. Shoots the ball out towards McLean. The half volley, carries the football in front of him, then turns around, thumps it through the arms and legs. They ran all over his back in their eagerness to get the ball, and McLean may have been a bit lucky there to get the free kick on the back line.
And it's going upfield to Brian Cordy, who was very, very badly tackled by Burns as he was running past. On to Wallace. He gets tackled high, and that's poor play by St Kilda. Cunningham, the culprit then. The experienced St Kilda players should know better. Or out on the full, Sewell took the mark. But the free kick will go to Elphingston for St Kilda. Right in front of the St Kilda's players' race. They trail by 8 points. 5 minutes gone. Second term. 10th kick for Elphingston. Looking for Cowie, but he pushed Purser out. Purser's got the free at centre-half back.
Big fellow having his hands full against his opposite number in side bottom this afternoon. Side bottom with more mobility. It's not a bad kick there from Purser, but he can't find Sewell. Perhaps McKenna can get it out for Footscray. Now it'll be cross for St Kilda. Boots the ball straight back towards a half-forward line. Kennedy marks easily.
Doing well at centre-half back on Cowie. Purser, oh, Shepherd's with a high one. Right in front of the St Kilda fans. And there'll be a throw-in by Jingo.
I think it's a bit tough. Rough and tough.
Crow's coming out the centre-half forward, and Cowie will go to full forward. Side bottom rucking. Pushed Sewell out. Sewell's got the free kick. Up towards Edwards, who's well thwarted. Keel paddles it back. Odgers uses a lot of skill. Side bottom and Sewell. Down across to Burns. Goes back off Purser. Crow. The Saints have got a chance to get the game moving here. Crow's at half forward. A long way out, but he's a long kick of the football. Cowie from the back. Cunningham. Anderson in the last line for the Bulldogs. Straight down the ground towards Dunn, but Cunningham chips in and takes it. Wastes no time, plays on, and puts it through for a goal. Jeff Cunningham kicks the Saints second, and they trail now by just 2 points at the 7-minute mark of the second term.
More positive play by St Kilda in this second term. They've lifted themselves to 2-3-15, only 2 points behind Footscray now. Purser and Sidebottom, and Sidebottom once more wins that centre tap. Wallace. Poor sort of a kick down to the forward line. Oh, badly read there by McPherson. A chance for Sewell with no one back. He'll go. Oh, he went for a half kick. It just landed with inside the boundary line there, only just, but there wasn't a Footscray forward any further forward than Sewell when he kicked that football.
Quite surprising, Jeff, how strong the wind must be on the ground. Because sides going to that end of the ground are having a lot of trouble getting the ball forward. In that defensive pocket, hit away, well scouted by Royal. Lunn running with the flight of the ball, does it very well. Splendid mark by Lunn. Kick from Royal right across the face of goal. Lunn anticipated well, running with the ball, and he takes the mark on the boundary line. Lunn, who came on as the interchange player when State Representative Doug Hawkins left the ground in the first term, has this opportunity to increase Footscray's lead. He does by a behind, so the margin is now 3 points. Footscray 18, lead St Kilda 15 at the 9-minute mark of the second term.
Now the ball back into play by Brown. Out towards Tomei. Oh, he lost sight of it completely. Thumped on now. That was Wallace who boots the ball off the ground soccer fashion. It was a good kick as well. Purser pulled away from his shot by a smaller player in Keel, who's showing a lot of desperation. Flips the ball out. Grabbed by McKenna. Into the forward pocket, but St Kilda in the front running. Oh, but it didn't matter. Sewell really outpointed Elphingston then. That's the only mistake that Elphingston's made so far. He's played a wonderful match. And Sewell come in for his 6th kick and possibly his 3rd goal. Well, he seems to be the focal point in the forward line for Footscray. They're directing their attacks through him. It's a lovely long kick. It's gone past the goal area, knocked to the ground and knocked through. That's one behind. It's 19 points now in front of Saints on 15.
Good lead by Sidebottom in front of Purser. He ran into that vacant space at half back. On the grandstand side now, Purser will be pulled back 15 metres. Sidebottom told to go. Go he does. Elphingston drops his sitter. Gets well tackled by Edwards, but Elphingston gets it to Keel. Keel gets it to Cross. Cross takes it now. Off he goes. Threads his way through the pack. Cross. Oh, what a goal! Magnificent effort by Cross. Andrew Cross. Threading his way through the pack, and the Saints hit the front for the first time in the match. Hodges it was who got the ball across to Cross, and he really played it beautifully.
Just past the 10-minute mark of the second term, and the Saints have hit the front, 21-19. And Sidebottom again dominates that centre bounce. Cunningham caught red hot with the football. McLean backwards to Anderson. Goes for the run. A shocking kick. Morwood couldn't take advantage of that either. A chance now for Burton. Burton's kicked down towards Sewell. Sewell's kicked a couple of goals, but bounce favoured Elphingston, and he thumped the ball backwards when he should have taken it. Can three of his teammates help him out? No, it's not. It's Edmund grabbed high. Edmund grabbed high. He hasn't played very well so far. Been lacking in confidence in this season, 84. But this will be his fifth kick. Straight across the front. Edwards. Now that looked too easy. Terry Smith, I don't know. I know Edwards shielded his eyes from the sun. Maybe Smith lost sight of it as well. And it's Alan Edwards directly in front, and the Bulldogs down by 2 points. Well, he's had plenty of experience in front of goal, this fellow. This is his third club, Richmond, Collingwood, before Footscray, and he made goal kicking look hard then as he kicked that easy goal and made it a behind.
So the Saints in front by just a point. This time Smith leading the space at half back, gets a shove and will get the free kick. McKenna infringing on Smith. Smith must go back and kick over his mark. Smith found Sidebottom. He was keen to get the play moving, but he knew that he kept the ball moving from in front of the mark where McKenna was standing. Goes in short to Tomei. Tomei across towards Cunningham. He got a bit of space. He got it. Cunningham onto Elphingston. Elphingston deep into attack for the Saints. Big Crow and Cowie dropping back. Barker brought down in the goal square. It's rushed across the line. The ball across the goal line, but umpire Hood's going to decide to bounce it. 21-20, the Saints lead by a point. Cross kicked beautifully, smothered off the boot by Egan. So the margin now 2 points.
Now Egan looking for someone to kick it to. Purser's down there, but Sidebottom standing with him, so he doesn't kick it to either of those players. Drops in the short one. Oh, caught by Crow on grass level. Now Crow could just about kick it from here, because if he uses one of those spiral torpedo punts of his, even though the wind is blowing into his face, he's not very strong. And St Kilda are leading by 2 points. Well, he's going for the long shot. It's a flat punt. Oh, beautiful kick by Crow. As nonchalant as you like, from a good 55 metres out, and it covered it with plenty to spare. And the Saints go further ahead. They lead by 8 points.
Bad error there on the kickoff. Dunn was the target, but it was a poor kick, and Crow anticipated superbly. Sidebottom intercepted by Wallace, kicked off by Burns, quickly taken by Brian Cordy. Tomei outnumbered 2-1. McLean to Wallace. Wallace towards half forward. man in front being severely dealt with was Frawley by Edwards. He'll get the free kick. Perhaps deserved one before the whistle finally went. Comes to the grandstand side. Big Crow. Burns only got it as far as Dunn. Lux a fortune. Wallace. Oh, that's a bad kick. Went for a short pass and popped it right over the head of Sewell. And there'll be a boundary thrown at right half forward for Footscray.
They're trailing by 8 points after leading by 10 points at the start of this quarter, 15 minutes ago. Side bottom too good, enjoying the ruck duel against Purser. Purser not the player, he went with him that time, it was Edwards, but Purser not the player he was last year. Hasn't hit the high spots yet. That's side bottom. Wonderful play today. Again, for him. Royal gets through the pack well, used a bit of good old-fashioned guts there. Handball out by McLean. Picked up by Mace. Tackling strong, still strong by Footscray. That was Edwards who thumped it away. Very close to the line where McPherson goes for it. Side bottom once more, into the centre. A dash by Anderson and Cross. Ball doesn't favour them. A chance for Cronin now. Stolen there by Wallace, who's playing well, but his kicking's not good. Straight to Mace this time, but went one-handed. Williams with a chance. Onto his left foot now. Just a gentle shot over the top to McPherson. Walks into the open goal, and it's 6 points for sure. And Footscray only 2 points behind now. But that was very easy play. Kilda made a mistake. Wallace jumped onto it, got the ball down, and eventually McPherson took the kick a metre inside the ground.
Bad mistake there by Mace, number 7 for St Kilda, who took that mark far too easily and let Williams in, who got the ball cleverly over to McPherson. And that's why the St Kilda runner is going out to tell Mace to keep up his concentration. And now, watch this, because the St Kilda runner pushed Williams away, and that's why Williams went after him. And the St Kilda runner certainly had no right whatsoever to touch the Footscray player. Cross. And Williams didn't like it at all. Down goes McKenna. And the back. Press. Down goes Mace behind play. There's Mace. Williams has put him down behind play. And there'll be a St Kilda free kick. That's Mace laid out, KO'd behind play by Williams.
He was the initiator, Smokey. I saw it.
Mace.
Yes.
Up towards full forward Barker, but he was flying from behind Neil Cordy. And it's back in the centre.
And down here, Footscray players flatten. Oh, nasty stuff, isn't it?
Not necessary when it's so far behind play.
And 3 separate incidents, as it turns out.
And all you need is good, strong umpiring from the start. As Cordy kicks the ball back towards the wing, and he finds Purser. There's one man who won't be too ruffled by all this.
And there's a good dozen trainers and doctors on the ground and runners.
Oh! Down goes Williams.
That's the second time he's been hammered.
It's on. By Jingo. We had it ugly down here about 3 weeks ago, Jeff, but this is worse.
Yeah, it's certainly worse. I had a feeling this might happen today with these two clubs, because both winners last week in tough matches.
Well, side bottom showing a lot of sense. He's trying to break the St Kilda players.
Well, that's the biggest Valley we've seen for a long time. All but 6 players at the other end of the ground have been involved in this one, Smokey.
Notebooks have come out.
Yeah.
And we'll have to wait until after the game to get a check on who's going where on Monday night. And for what reason. And that runner is in there again. This time it's the Footscray runner.
I just wonder what the umpire's going to do now to get play started again. They'll have to give a free kick to somewhere, or they're just going to call a ball up in that area.
Umpire Nash is doing some writing. There's a boundary umpire putting his notebook away. They're having a consultation here. Umpire Nash, certainly the senior of the 2 men in white. And the ball is going back to where it was St Kilda had been awarded a kick. Now it's going back to Footscray. That's interesting. Burton for Footscray. That's a good-looking kick. Edmund. The Footscray skipper marks and he's within scoring range. And who's going to come out of this melee with their concentration on the football now, Jeff, and go on and play the game? Because this will be a crucial 10 minutes or so before half-time of the match.
Yep.
That's a pretty good kick by the skipper, and Footscray are back in front. The Bulldogs now lead by 4 points at the 21-minute mark of the second term. And of course, there'll be a fair bit of time on in this quarter with the hold-ups that we've had.
Well, they feel. I'm just having a look at Mason Williams, the two players who were downed in that incident 5 minutes ago. They're up. Their skin looks awfully red, so obviously there's a rush of blood there from two of them, and they're still matched against each other. 28-32. Footscray lead on 32. Coming Terry Smith's way for St Kilda. He's held to the ground, but in possession of the football. Free kick against him for holding the ball, and he's been a good player, and that's unnecessary by Purser. Kick still goes Wallace's way for Footscray. Kicks it right across goal to Edwards. Edwards and Elphingston. Elphingston best to recover. Loose ball grabbed by Cronin, but the kick. It's Frawley's way. Frawley kicks the ball deep up towards a half forward. Crow with a nice mark.
Emmett Dunn now out at centre half back on Crow. Oh, his kick is an absolute shocker. Elphingston can't get there before it goes out of bounds or just on the attacking side of the centre wing. Outer side of the ground, and the Bulldogs, who lost the lead, back in front by 4 points. Crow against Dunn. Elphingston. All Purser here. Kick behind the play, and he marks in the back pocket. Fakes the hand pass, puts himself in a bit of trouble. Egan. Kennedy comes to the grandstand side, looking for Wallace. Burns is there. Every picture tells a story. It certainly did there. Thank you very much. Wallace didn't like that one too much. Lund caught with the ball and will be penalised. Morwood to get the free kick for the Saints.
Crazy how you see Byrne initiated an attack there on McLean, and he came back quickly, so the fellas haven't forgotten how to look after themselves. Now the umpire having a quick talk to Lund.
Free kick downfield, Jeff. Lund thumping to May, who was shepherding him quite fairly, and so the free kick going downfield to be taken by Cowie, well within scoring range.
Okay, if he kicks this goal, well, the Saints are back in front. 4 points down. Cowie surely should kick this from 35 metres out. Has to kick into a slight breeze. Judged it to a nicety. And the Saints back in front after a very hectic and a very interesting second term. At the 23-minute mark, St Kilda 5-4-34 to Footscray 4-8-32.
Lund paying for that indiscretion goes to the interchange bench, and number 37, Rickman, comes on for the Bulldogs. Going to half forward. So Malthouse quickly remove Lund from the field. So the Saints with a narrow 2-point lead. Sidebottom gets the tap away. Burton. Cronin does very well to take it off him. Well played by the Western Australian. To young Jenkin. There's a bit of a leg tackle, but it goes unpaid. Sidebottom will go long and pretty high. Barker's got the big ride from the back. Out to Dunn, who takes plenty of time. An intelligent clearing kick. Egan, tackle fairly high. No, took too long. He ducked his head a little. Big Crow came in over the top, and he's got the free kick for the Saints. Now he can make the distance. As you can see, he's quite close to the boundary line. Max Crow has already kicked one goal in this second term. He's popped it out in front of goal. Cowie the leap. Couldn't hold it. Nash will bounce. And my word, it's still pretty desperate out there, Jeff. Aren't you glad you're up here with me?
I certainly am, Sparky. It's desperate. There's some very fit, some very sore players out there. Cross number 25, Cross a chance. Over his head. Great snapshot. He might be Cross after that. He'll be delighted and happy. That's his second goal. St Kilda lead by 8 points. Very quick opportunist, young Cross. Of course, he was facing goal, running slightly away from them, but once the ball came into his arms, he knew what to do with it.
So the Saints now lead by 8 points. Time on just being played in the second quarter. Side bottom pushed in the back by Purser. And the Saints playing with a lot of life and a lot more system now. They're running well. Big pack congregating at centre half forward, but Odgers makes space. McPherson and Odgers slowing play down just a little bit too much perhaps for the Saints. Barker got up high. Kick again by Cross to Crow. And the Saints can do no wrong. And that was young Andrew Cross's 6th kick in this second term. And he's kicked 2 extremely fine goals. And from his 6th mark, Max Crow misses from point-blank range. Bad miss that.
You'd wonder how an experienced player could miss so easily, wouldn't you, from point-blank range?
Particularly, Jeff, when he kicked such a fine goal earlier in
That's
the quarter.
right.
Much further out on an acute angle.
Yeah.
Crow has been a good focal point, though, for the Saints today.
Now here's Egan. He'll try and kick it to someone. Doesn't kick it to Purser. He goes out the other way to Neil Cordy. Neil Cordy gets up nicely. He obviously knew Cordy's marking ability when he kicked that out to him. That was Egan. And Cordy's long kick now just past the wing position. Cronin forward. 70 metres from goal in towards Crow. Carey was there. Cunningham chases it, the whistle's gone. Oh! Cunningham was brought to the ground like a charging bull then. A very strong tackle by Cordy, who's not happy about that, but he wasn't going to let Cunningham get away. Really hurled him into the ground. Tackle was very high. Anyway, it would have been a St Kilda free kick in any case, further downfield. But here's Cunningham with St Kilda 8 points in front, 9 points in front. And another important chance gone begging because Cunningham missed another one from point-blank range.
Experienced player, Jeff, a state footballer, he shouldn't make mistakes like that. So it's a 10-point lead to the Saints at the 28-minute mark of the second term. Egan again. Once more looking for Neil Cordy out there at half-back. He's well spoiled. Barker, well shepherded for, cleverly on to little Jenkin. Jenkin fires at goal, well offline. Cowie in the goal square saying, look for me. And then we've got another blue behind play. Over there on that half-forward flank. By Jingo.
Yeah, the books are coming out pretty quickly. Umpire Nash has got his out, but he's...
Side bottom once again, restoring order, trying to cool heads. And we're still waiting for the ball to be kicked back in. Cronin being written about. Either as the culprit or the player offended against. Egan, Neil Cordy the lead, and over the top of Barker once more. Barker must certainly be concussed after that knock he took in the first quarter.
Shown a lot of courage to get back on the field, hasn't he?
He was going to run the wrong way, then I'm sure he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, there's such a dire straits in Kilda with Fashini off as well. Anyway, it's Neil Cordy. Keep going here to Robert Elphingston. He's on the outer wing. St Kilda's, funnily enough, go play on the outer wing. Footscray play on the inner wing. Cordy again, he's having a picnic out there in this quarter. His marking ability is great. Obviously, the Footscray players know that. Kicks it back from whence it came. Oh, not on. Alan Edwards lost sight of it completely. And a throw in. 30 minutes of football in this second quarter, which is understandable considering the time off with the umpires trying to sort out the Blues.
Two side bottom, beautifully one hand down. McPherson in there for Footscray, as is Burton. Little Jenkin kicks it off the ground. Burns follows up. Running well, Jenkin. That's a better place to kick the ball. Cowie gets pushed over. No free kick. Done pretty slow, but gets boot to ball. McLean had plenty to beat and did it well. Out of bounds deliberately? No, says umpire Hood. A little obvious from up here. So St Kilda now with Fascini and Lockett on the interchange bench, and Captain Barker obviously concussed back on the ground. Another throw in, now a push. Footscray free kick to Royal in the back pocket.
Well, Royal certainly hasn't sparkled today, like his normal game, but he's had plenty of close attention. Burns. Oh, Rickman raced in, must have said leave it. Good fight back by St Kilda in this quarter. They've kicked 5 goals to Footscray's 2, so it's been the Saints' quarter okay. Side bottom that beats Purser once more. Jenkins flicks it back. Egan gets it, boots it into the centre of the field. Sun's a bit hard to handle over there. Cronin had it, put it down, tackled, wins the free kick. Good play by Cronin. Plays on, a loose man over there, side bottom. Now there's no one in front of him in the goal. He knew that, make up his mind, a straight shot's necessary. And a straight shot it is. Well, Sidebottom's first goal, he's been a very, very effective player for St Kilda, particularly with his strong work in the ruck and around the ground. His timing of those centre bounces has been superb to give St Kilda first use, but that's capped off an already good display.
Very handy goal that for the Saints, just on half-time. The margin now 17 points, and Sidebottom gets yet another tap down to Keel. Touched off the boot, Cronin on the run. On to Young Cross. Will it be his third goal for the quarter? Not quite. Kennedy and Cowie, free kick to Footscray. Fiery first half ends at Moorabbin with St Kilda 7-7-49, leading Footscray 4-8-32 by 17 points.